Hello students, so we were discussing about the laws of motion. We are discussing in the last class about the friction. So let us discuss some parts related with the friction, like we have the angle of friction and we have the angle of repose. Now which one is called as the angle of friction? First of all, if you consider a body, this is a body. So this body, I am applying a force towards the left hand side. Okay, the body is moving towards the left hand side. So as we know, if the body moves towards the left hand side, the frictional force will be always towards the opposite side and it will be along the base of the object. The base of the object and on the surface which it is touching. This will be your frictional force. Okay, now what are the different forces acting here? One we already know that it is frictional force. The other one, since your object is placed on suppose a surface, the weight of the object will be towards the downward direction, that is mg. According to Newton's third law, if this is action, there will be reaction force on the opposite side, which will be equals to R. This R is balancing the weight of the body. That means here I can consider that R is equals to mg. Okay, now here this reaction is also a vector quantity, friction is also a vector quantity. So if I want to calculate its resultant according to the parallelogram law of vector addition, this is one side of the triangle, this is another side of the triangle. Resultant will be represented by its diagonal. So that diagonal, the resultant diagonal, and with the resultant vector, okay, or with the reaction vector, the angle theta that is made here, this angle is called as the angle of friction. So if you want to write a definition of the angle of friction, then you can write the angle between the normal reaction, okay, angle between the normal reaction and the resultant of the limiting force of friction. This is the resultant. Okay, this is the resultant. The angle between the normal reaction and the resultant force of limiting friction, okay, that angle is called as the angle of friction. Next we have the angle of repose. Now what is the angle of repose you see? Suppose if I consider an inclined plane. This is an inclined plane, okay? This is an inclined plane. When an object slides down the surface, okay, when an object slides down the surface, the forces that will be acting here, one will be your weight mg, which is always perpendicular to the object, okay? So not perpendicular to the object, which is always downwards. That is weight mg. This will be its reaction force. If I want to consider what is the value of the angle of inclination, suppose if I consider this is a alpha, so if this is alpha, this angle also will be equals to alpha. Okay, so we have the reaction force perpendicular to the object, weight mg acting downwards, and this is the angle of the inclination. Now if I consider this mg, I will be resolving into two components. This will be your mg cos alpha, the angle where it is located, then it will be mg sin alpha. Okay, one will be mg sin alpha, which is your horizontal component, and the vertical component will be your mg cos alpha. Now which is your angle of repose? The angle of repose is this angle, the angle alpha that is drawn here, with a weight mg and a vertical component. This angle is called as the angle of repose. But what will you write the definition? Definition you have to write as the minimum angle made by the inclined plane with the horizontal surface. Okay, minimum angle made by the inclined plane with the horizontal surface such that the body lying in the inclined plane is just at the verge of sliding down along the inclined plane. Again I am repeating the definition. Minimum angle made by the inclined plane with the horizontal surface such that the body lying on the inclined plane is just at the verge of sliding down along the inclined plane is called as angle of repose. Now suppose if I consider here, which one will be the frictional force and which one will be the reaction force? What will be its value? Since the object is sliding down, the direction of the frictional force will be towards upwards. Okay, so here frictional force we can write as F R is equals to mg sine alpha. Okay, Fr is equals to mg sine alpha. Similarly, I can write R is equals to mg cos alpha. Okay, these are equals. These are equal to symbol. Fr, that is a friction force, is equals to mg sine alpha, and reaction force is equals to mg cos alpha. You can do one thing, you can mark this is equation 1 and this is equation number 2. Okay, so you can stop it, or you can pause it and just draw the diagrams from here and just write the angles from here. Now if I divide both the angles, that is Fr by R, what will I get? If I divide it, this mg and mg will get cancelled. Sin alpha by cos alpha. Sin alpha by cos alpha is nothing but tan alpha. Now this Fr by R, this object, as I have already told the definition, that this object is just at the verge of sliding down. That means it is about to slide down. The friction that is applied to this object, this will be called as the limiting force of friction. Okay, which is called as the maximum value of static friction. So this Fr by R, in the last class I have already done. This will be your coefficient of static friction, that is mu s. So this will be equals to tan alpha. Mu s is equals to tan alpha. So this is the coefficient of static friction is equals to tan of angle of repose. Okay, so this is about the angle of friction and the angle of repose. Now let us discuss one question related with this. Okay, students, we have the question as derive an expression for the acceleration of a body sliding down a rough inclined plane. I am repeating the question again. Derive an expression for the acceleration of a body sliding down a rough inclined plane. So the inclined plane I have drawn. This object is sliding down the rough inclined plane. Okay, that means it is moving and it will be moving with an acceleration a. So we need to find out at what acceleration this object will be moving towards a downwards direction. Now the forces acting on this object are, one will be its weight, one will be its reaction force, which is always perpendicular to the object. Weight will be towards downwards. Now suppose if I resolve this component, that is the mg component, into two, this angle will be your theta. So this, if it is mg, so this will be your mg cos theta. Okay, and this angle will be your mg sin theta. So these are the two components of mg cos theta and mg sin theta. Now if I consider from the diagram, this force is a frictional force, and this frictional force is counterbalancing this mg sin theta. Similarly, your reaction force is counterbalancing your mg cos theta. So if I write here, what is the total force acting on the object sliding towards the downward direction? First of all, the forces acting on the object. Forces acting. Number one, its reaction force. Okay, reaction force R. Number two, frictional force. Okay, and then we have resolved the mg into two components, or we can write number 3, the weight mg. So these are the forces acting on the object. Now if I consider from here, from the diagram, after writing this from diagram, here if you consider, since your object is not moving upwards, okay, it is not moving outwards, it is sliding downwards. Okay, it is sliding downwards. So if I calculate the total force acting along the vertical direction, if I write, so F will be equals to, okay, suppose if I write F vertical, force along the vertical direction, here I can write reaction force minus of this, because it is above and this is below, so this will be R minus of mg cos theta, because both the directions are different. Yes, since your body is not moving above, that means the acceleration of the object along the vertical direction will be 0. We know force is equals to mass into acceleration. If I put it here, acceleration will be 0. If acceleration is 0, your force along the vertical direction will also be 0. Equals to r minus of mg cos theta. Or we can write as r is equals to mg cos theta. Okay, so we have got r is equals to mg cos theta. Now let us see along the vertical direction now. So along the horizontal, sorry. Now along horizontal. Total force acting along the horizontal. Here I have to write, since your body is sliding down, that means this mg sin theta force will be more than that of the frictional force. So mg sin theta minus of f. This force will be more than that one. So here this will be equals to m into a mg sin theta minus of f. We need to find out the value of this m. But before finding this value of m, the frictional force that is applied on this object, since it is sliding down or it is moving, I have already discussed about the different types of friction. The limiting force of friction, the static friction and the kinetic friction. When the object moves, the friction that is applied to the object is your frictional force. And I have done one term related with the coefficient of kinetic friction, that is Fk is equals to F by R, that is frictional force by the reaction force. So in place of F, I can write from that formula mg sin theta minus of mu k into R. What is R? R what we have got? We have got as mg cos theta. So mg sin theta minus of mu k mg cos theta. So here I think you can take m as common, so m will get cancelled. What will you get? A will get as g sin theta minus of mu k cos theta. So this is the acceleration of the object sliding down the rough inclined plane. Okay, so this is a question related with this. So in the next class we'll be discussing some more questions related with this frictional force.